Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's April 5th, 2013. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. Another negative day for corn and soybeans in Chicago. Let's turn over to Fire Tip to see how we ended the week. Corn was down 1 1/4 cents, soybeans off 10 cents, wheat in Chicago up 5 1/2, and Kansas City was up 4 1/4 as well. You know, Logan, it seemed early on in the corn market in particular, we did get some positive export sales news. Right. Although it was for next marketing year, we did see 120,000 metric tons being sold to unknown destinations in the overnight session.
Yeah, you know, kind of a relatively quiet day for old crop corn, only down 1 1/4, but still another day where we're closing here in the red. Really not a lot to support that market, though, at this point. We really haven't had any good old crop sales. You know, as you mentioned, that sale today was good to see, but it was for the new crop, and I think people on old crop corn are really looking for some sales to come down the line with this big sell-off here. And, you know, looking at wheat here, it seems like wheat has really been supported this week by news that the Chinese were looking for up to 1 million metric tons of U.S. wheat. So certainly that seems to be buoying that market right now, but corn really has a hard time finding some footing. We had soybeans trading lower today, down 10 cents on the day, on kind of an interesting bit of news that had some people talking in terms of this developing bird flu situation in China. Some people were concerned about that, and if that's going to spill over and affect soybean demand negatively. So that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on here moving forward. But in general, it did seem like kind of a quiet close to the week. The trade's really focusing right now on next Wednesday's USDA WASDE report. If we remember, just last Thursday we had the quarterly grain stock report, which really sent this market lower quite substantially, particularly for corn. And so obviously people are going to be watching those ending stocks very closely here next Wednesday. Brock, can you kind of break down what expectations are there?
You know, I think heading in this report, it's really going to be, traders are really going to be looking for confirmation of what we saw last Thursday. Right. Are we going to get a large increase in the ending stocks? Well, if we take a look at the average of the analyst guess polled by Reuters here, you can see that the average of the analyst guess for corn ending stocks is to be at 812 million bushels. That's up about 180 million bushels from where we were in March. Soybeans only an increase of about 11 million bushels, and wheat only an increase of about 11 million bushels as well. So not big changes for soybeans and wheat, but corn is really going to be the number people are going to focus on. Right. Are we going to get confirmation that the feed use has not been there, adding to the ending stocks? You know, it's definitely something we're going to have to pay attention to as we head to that report on Wednesday. Absolutely.
We'll be breaking all the expectations for that report down in detail on Monday and Tuesday next week, so make sure you're tuning into GrainTV early next week for those expectations there. This afternoon, we did just get the Commitment of Traders report. We get that each Friday here. Basically, that looks back at the market composition in Tuesday of this week, kind of where the very large traders have themselves positioned. And today we wanted to look at corn managed money in particular. On this chart here, we're looking at their net long position in number of contracts here on the vertical axis. And as you can see here, leading into the report, that quarterly grain stock report from last Thursday, you can see that a lot of fund traders piled on the longs here, and as a result, they were kind of positioned on the wrong side of this market here when obviously that very large quarterly grain stock number came off. Just in the last two trade sessions, or the only two trade sessions after that report, I guess, that were captured in today's report, you can see that they took off about 70,000 contracts from their net long position. The thing to take away from this, though, is that they're still sitting pretty darn net long, 150,000 contracts held in their net long position. So what that says to us is that if demand doesn't return to this corn market, there could be some fund traders that continue to exit to the door, and obviously putting some more selling pressure on this corn market here moving forward.
You know, and I think after this report tracks it all the way up till Tuesday this week. Right. You know, Wednesday, Thursday, we saw some more liquidation by commodity funds in the corn market, but today we did see them even in the corn market. So today was more of a consolidation period, I would think. Even though we did end up just a little bit negative, you know, early on we were slightly positive. So I think we're seeing some shorts actually being liquidated and covered ahead of the weekend here.
Yeah, you know, this position evening kind of it certainly will continue early into next week. We generally see that coming into big WASDE reports here. And like I said, we'll be keeping you posted on expectations for that report. Just a reminder, that report's coming out next Wednesday at noon Eastern Time, 11 o'clock Central, so we'll keep you posted on that. But in general, I think that kind of wraps up the action that we saw here in the grain market for a Friday. Thanks a lot for joining us, guys, on GrainTV. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.